What's good, ladies and gentlemen? Hope y'all are feeling fantastic. I am feeling fantastic today, man. It is Friday night, baby. A little
Let's
delayed
go.
for the episode. Hell yeah, let's go. A little delayed, but you know what? It's all good. We're gonna work through, man. We still getting out two episodes a week. Sorry, as we should, man. But yo, obviously I am Brad, and I'm joined as always by my homie Jack. We are the Nerds and Mike podcast, and bro, I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna get straight into it, man. I People have been asking for this for a while, and I'm gonna give you all two top five lists. Now, I don't really follow it anymore, but I used to be a huge, like, my whole life used to be about basketball. My whole life used to be about basketball, and I would just come out all the time. People wanted to hear my top five all time NBA players. So that in mind, this is gonna be so fucking controversial, and I can't wait to see the comments on this video, baby.
Okay.
But here we go. Here are my top five all-time NBA players. Number one is Michael Jordan. I don't think it's gonna be very controversial at all. But now people are. This is where people are gonna have a heart attack on my list. Number two is LeBron James. Number three, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Number four, Magic Johnson. And number five, this was tough. It was between Kobe and Wilt Chamberlain. And the only reason I picked Wilt Chamberlain at five is because when you look at his numbers, like, dude, the NBA record book, he's in there like 70 different times. Like, it's just his numbers are just so ridiculous. Like 100 points in a game, averaging 50 points a game for a season, averaging 25 rebounds. He holds like the top three points scored in a whole year, averaging like 50 points, 44 points, 42 points. Like, his numbers are just that ridiculous. He's done things that you'll never see in NBA history again. So that is my top five list, ladies and gentlemen.
Nice. I mean, I know nothing about sports, so that literally is like it's just I mean, I know obviously like most of those people, but like some of them no, actually like yeah, Michael Jordan, LeBron, Kobe,
Kareem.
Kareem, obviously. Who's the other one? See,
I
I don't
said
even.
Magic.
Yeah. Oh no, Magic. Yeah, I know Magic. But the other one, who's it? The fifth one?
Wilt Chamberlain.
Will Chamberlain. See, bro, like I don't even know. Like I probably know like the amount of stuff that you know about DC, I probably know about sports. You know what I mean? Like like
Oh,
that's like
okay.
comparative
Yeah.
to like I only know certain things and I only know like I know how to get the game is played. I know how
Right.
but like for the most part I've never been a big sports guy. Like even my
But
girlfriend in
also,
fucking high school, she was like a big Cubs fan or whatever. And I would go to every game
really,
and I still would like I got into it a little bit, but I still was not like fully, I don't know, immersed.
homie, you know what's so funny about that? Every like chick I've ever dated, they literally like hate sports. And girls that I've had like longer relationships with, like my longest relationship isn't that long. It's like a year and a half.
Mm.
And like that relationship, dude, she would like talk so much shit that I liked sports. She thought sports were just like the most boring thing ever. And like I don't know, bro. Like, you know what's funny? I compare it to like concerts in a way where it's like if you have just like if you don't, even if, like, for example, like, I don't, it's not my, like, it's not a dream of mine to go to a Super Bowl. I know a lot of people literally love the Super Bowl, and they'd be like, "Yo, I would trade anything to get, like, to sit
I mean,
right there,
I would go
almost
to the
like
Super
fucking
Bowl, bro. Like
on
I'm
the
not
field
even
to go there."
yeah. Like
But then
that should be dope.
I was gonna say, let me finish this. I was gonna this is where I was just gonna say this. I don't have a dream to go there, but like I would, if I could, I would totally go. And it's because, like, dude, just the vibe and the energy of the crowd would be so electric. That would be enough to literally already sell me right there, bro. It's just the vibe and the energy of the crowd alone makes it that great,
Oh
you
yeah.
know?
No, I mean, you get fans that care, and like
Yeah.
I think there was a video. I don't know if you've seen this, but it was when the Bears were losing against
Okay.
somebody, and it was like some chick. She walks in, and the guy's like freaking out, and he's like it's her boyfriend or whatever, and he's like what the fuck, like screaming at the TV and everything, and she's like calm down. He's like if you don't, and then he gets mad, and he's like if you don't take me seriously, you don't understand that this is serious to me. Like we're done. And she's like, "Are you
You're right.
serious? You're about to break up with me like over a football game?" Like
Dude.
he's like, "Bro, these people have been here, or I've been following this team for like 20 years, like all my life, and I've only known you for like 3 or 5 months or some shit like that." That's what he says. It's so funny, like, but like I get
Well,
that, you
also,
know?
like, I was like talking to I don't you probably don't, since you don't know much sports, you probably don't know who this is. Do you know who Stephen A. Smith is?
It sounds familiar, but I could not tell you. No, yeah, I
Right.
don't know.
He's basically he literally is like the number one sports broadcaster in the world,
Okay.
and he like his rants.
Oh, awesome. That's awesome.
Is everything
My
okay?
my Discord just crashed, so that was
Oh,
awesome.
okay. Are we still we're still recording though, right?
Hold on. I gotta put us back into the spot. Now we are. We're still recording now, but like we were recording during all of that. Should we? Yeah.
Okay. Well, ladies and gentlemen, depending how we do, we'll probably just edit that out.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, okay, yeah, basically, yeah. We're I was like, oh yeah, Stephen A. Smith, yeah, like his rants are so iconic, but like I guess like actually I'm not gonna lie, 'cause since I cut out, I kind of lost my whole train of thought of where I was gonna go with that. But anyway, like I like studied basketball for like my whole like 14 15 since I was like 15 to maybe like 19. I would just study basketball all the time, and that was like my number one thing that I did. Like how now I'm like such a huge like movie and TVs and like video games. I liked video games still back then, but like basketball was like, dude, that on my recommended page on YouTube, there was nothing but like NBA. There was nothing but like literally people talking about sports. Like that was just like my shit, all from like that whole good 4 to 5 year stretch. And so like that was actually one of my dreams to be like, yo, that seems like such a fucking great job. Is to just literally sit and like watch or watch a game, and then like your job is to just like sit there and talk about basketball on your TV or radio for like a couple hours. Like that just seemed like the best job ever to me. So that's what I was trying to do for a long time, and then literally I ended up like coming back here and things changed, and then I found streaming and podcasting, and I was like, oh, this is better. You know what I mean? At least for me.
Yeah, I think a lot of those announcers too, unless they go to school for it, right? I think they're usually like retired players, right? Or they are or not like whatever they commentate on the sport. They obviously like know what's going on, and I've
Yeah.
seen a lot of like
Like,
retired
oh
football
my gosh,
players.
jump shot by LeBron, the game's over. Like those kind of
Yeah,
guys.
or
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
retired basketball players, whatever. Like they know a lot
Yeah.
about the sport, you know.
You have to, man. You have
Hmm.
to. It's like it's almost like an essential thing to literally know about it. But okay, I remember what I was gonna say. Literally, like how you said, like I've been dating this chick for you, like you're oh that girl has been dating that guy for like 3 months, but it's like I've been following this for my whole life. Literally, Stephen A. He made a comment on a podcast one time. He was talking about how like the reason I think he's like I think the reason why people care so much about it and why sports are so important to people like him and other people like that, excuse me, is because it's used as an escape from like this crazy world that we live in.
Yep.
Like it's literally how like for like other people like like comic books would
Yeah,
be an
it's exactly
escape
what
for
I
some
do.
people.
Yeah.
Like literally like some TV shows or so like anime was an escape for some people. Like that's why it's that's why people care about it so much and they're so passionate about that sport. Is because like literally like if you have a bad day, bro, you can get so heavily invested and so passionate in your team or your player. You hope that fucking like LeBron is gonna make that game winner. You hope that literally like Steph Curry is gonna hit that three to literally end the game. Like like Tom
Yeah.
Brady's gonna finally is gonna get that touchdown just in the nick of time. Like like that is that 3 hours of a game is
They
the
are
escape
your
from people
real
for
life
sure.
superheroes in a sense.
Exactly what they
Yeah.
are.
I mean that's exactly probably why I never also got into sports too, is because I was just too obsessed and too focused on comics and stuff. Where I was
Right.
like I knew I could never devote the amount of time and like effort to really focus, and like I was like I also didn't want to, like I wanted to devote all my attention to that shit because I fucking like just like you with the sports, like I was just so like into everything, and like yeah, I
Yeah.
just like that's what I was doing. Instead of like watching sports videos, I was watching comic book videos or reading comic books, or going to see the MCU like movies when they were coming out and stuff. So yeah, no,
Hey, bro,
I
nothing wrong with that.
yeah, no, I feel that though. I can totally relate to that though, and I understand like where people come from when they really do care about a team, or yeah, I mean they have a lot of support, and
Yeah.
they give all their time to the team. They should also at some point repay them all that shit. Like it.
Exactly.
Yeah, no.
100%. Like it's like everybody has their escape, I guess you could say. You
Hmm.
know. But anyway, okay, getting right into it, bro. I another top five that I have to do. Literally, we got way on like sports for a good like 10 minutes right there. So I'm gonna do my other top five, which is something that like you definitely would know way more about than even I do. Like for example, like I I I would say I love the Marvel movies, but you actually know Marvel.
Yeah,
So like for me, this is my all-time top five Marvel films of all time. Number one is Infinity War.
obviously.
Number two is Endgame. Now I think those two. That's not going to be too controversial. I think most people can agree with that. But this is where people are going to get really mad at me. Number three is the original first Avenger movie.
Okay, so like Captain
Number
America, or like you talking about like
no no
the
no
Avengers
the first
movie?
Avengers.
Okay, yeah,
Yes. Um, yeah, because I remember as a kid just like seeing that shit at 13 years old, man, seeing all of them the same movie together, it was blew my mind. Number four is Spider-Man No Way Home, and
yeah.
then
Okay,
number five is Thor Ragnarok.
okay.
That's my top five Marvel movies of all time, baby.
Damn. All right. I mean, that's not a bad lineup whatsoever. I mean, yeah.
You don't. There's nothing that you'd be like, yo, that's very controversial. That's not a bad
I
list.
mean, as far as I like, again, I think highly of all those movies, so I don't think like I think if well, like again, you haven't even seen Captain Marvel, so like if someone said like Captain Marvel, they try to put that up
True,
there or something, or like a movie that was like
dude.
Thor Dark World or something, I'd be like, oh no, what's your
Okay,
reasoning?
cause that literally, bro. Okay, I haven't seen Captain Marvel, so you're right. I can't judge that, but I literally saw what the fuck was it? I have seen Thor: Dark World, and I've been like very notorious to say that that is like up for debate as the worst Marvel movie ever made. At least what I've seen. Okay, I'd say that it's up for debate for the worst Marvel movie that I've seen, not
Yeah,
ever made, because I
true.
haven't seen every single fucking Marvel movie.
Yeah.
I would say, but dude, I literally was seeing this guy. He likes. I saw a short. I just watched it. It was like a minute and a half long, like 90 seconds, and it was some guy interviewing some other guy at Comic Con, and he was saying that, oh, so like, yo, what is your like nerdiest hot take about Marvel? And literally, bro, he said this. He said Thor: The Dark World. The Dark World is just as good, if not better, than Endgame.
I mean, okay, I can understand
Come
why he
on,
would.
Jack. We gotta acknowledge that that's a bad take.
No, I know, but I can understand why you would think that though, because Endgame focuses so much on Dark World, it makes it relevant, and that's the only reason why you can make that argument is that Endgame literally makes you have to focus on the plot of fucking Dark World, the shittiest Thor movie, because nobody watched it. That they make everybody go back to it, and they're like, okay, this is what the plot is because nobody watched it, nobody, and then we're gonna center this whole entire end of Infinity War, all of that on like them going back into it, and trying to get the Soul Stone and everything, or
But
whatever the fuck it is. I don't even remember the.
but I mean, is that even an argument for it's a better movie though? I don't think you can use that as an argument though.
Because no, I mean, if you can look at it, the correlation of how all MCU movies or all MCU titles lead into one another, you could say that
Yeah.
we wouldn't have Endgame without Dark World. Do you understand? Like that's probably the only reason he could think of that because it's like, I mean, that in my mind, I don't know his reasoning, but that's how I could think of it being a good movie or something that's like of
Right.
substance.
But again, what I'm saying is like, how can that be used as an argument for being the better movie? Like, you're pretty much what you're saying is like you just have to watch the film. That doesn't mean it's a better film.
Oh no,
You know what
no.
I mean?
What I'm saying is that the implications of the movie and what it leads to is probably what
Yeah.
maybe they're thinking of the significance of it. I'm not saying the film is good. I never said that. I'm just saying like that could be in my mind what he's thinking of when he's like, "Oh, it's a good movie. Oh, it has like more impact than people think or whatever the fuck.
So other than that, it's a huge L take.
Yeah, yeah, no, I'm just playing devil's advocate. Like I love doing
Okay,
that though.
okay,
I
okay,
love
okay.
trying to put my mindset in other people's brains and like how they think or like what the reasoning is. Like, yeah.
Are there some takes where it's like you literally can't play devil's advocate and you can't understand
Well,
why they
yeah,
would think
like probably
that? Do
like
you have one
racism or some
right
shit
off
or
jump?
fucking like, bad shit. Like I don't I mean in to an extent I know like for them it's like they're afraid of shit, or they're afraid of things that aren't, similar to them. And so that's like the
Yeah.
most I can play devil's advocate for, but I will never be like, oh yeah, I completely understand a Nazi or some shit, or fucking like.
Oh, okay.
But like,
Yeah.
I mean, like for like, I play devil's advocate for stupid shit sometimes, or mostly like things don't really like that are obscure, like they don't make sense, or it's like, why would that movie? Why would that? And it's usually pop culture. Like I'm not doing fucking, taking political takes and going, oh yeah, that's what makes
Right.
sense.
But see, like even for me, I didn't even like think about that. Like I don't know. Like I mean, I guess you could, like you said, all the Marvel movies line up, and like first of all, I agree with you. Obviously, they do, of course. Like literally, if it's like if you don't pay attention all the way to Endgame, you'll have no idea what the fuck is happening.
Mm-hmm.
But I just don't know. Like I heard when I heard that, I thought that was just like so bad. Cause like when I saw Dark World, I was like, dude, are you kidding me? Like even as a Thor fan, I can even like I'm a Thor fan. Like I'm not I don't I can be biased sometimes, but even I can acknowledge like if the movie's trash, I'm gonna say it's trash. And like the only good movie Thor ever had, in my opinion, was Ragnarok. That was literally it to me.
Really, you didn't like the
Like
first one at all?
I mean, it was okay, but it's like it was too much of like Thor just being a regular person, not enough of Thor actually like being Thor, you know? Like
Yeah, I
I don't
mean,
know.
I think that, but isn't the whole idea? It's like him as the character. It's like he doesn't necessarily, and I think that isn't the whole point of the movie. He doesn't need the hammer to be Thor, right? Too, isn't that like, or he finds the courage or some shit within himself
Right.
to like wield the
And
power.
you know
It's
what?
kind of the
Actually, that
same thing
leads
as
me.
Ragnarok.
Yeah, but with Ragnarok, he doesn't technically lose his powers. He just loses his hammer.
Yeah,
You know.
no, that's true. Yeah, no, I
But
mean,
like,
yeah,
I guess for you, I'm just playing devil's advocate as well.
yeah.
But like, I would say, I don't know. Yeah, I didn't think about that. I guess when I just thought about like, like, oh, Dark World versus Endgame, I was just like, there's not even a competition. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I mean, well, in my opinion, Endgame is significantly better than Dark World, but yeah,
And it's not even close.
yeah, I don't, I again, I don't really understand the reasoning, but I like to try to sometimes if
Right.
they have a good argument or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
That's the thing. He didn't even have an argument. He just literally was like, "Dark World is probably the best Marvel movie ever made. It's up there with one of the best with the Infinity War and Endgame and like all that stuff." And I was just like, "Wow." I was like, "Yo, you literally." I was like, "And that, bro." I saw the comment section. There's some stuff that you can't say. I'm not gonna say on a podcast. Like, he pissed everybody off. I was like, "Holy frick, bro."
God.
Ah, everybody got so mad.
Well, again, nerds are very they care a
Oh
lot
yeah.
about their shit. I mean, I don't know
Dude,
how it
nerds are
is with.
some of the biggest trash talkers ever.
Well, yeah, I mean, actually, I do. I mean, think about it though, bro. Think about like sports trash talk and shit. Think
Oh
about
yeah,
that, right?
yeah,
But it's
yeah,
just
yeah,
like
yeah.
nerds. It's people that are like super repressed and they don't usually get what they want and they're just constantly mad. So they have to escape into these comic books and shit, and so they're definitely gonna be, as soon as you fuck with that, like that's their
Yep.
world, bro. They're gonna tear you a new asshole.
And dude, it's so wild uh, how it's like literally nerds think that uh, like sports. They're like, oh, I've heard some people they're like, oh, sports suck. I hate sports. They're the most annoying thing ever. But it's like literally, I know a lot of people who are sports fans. They're like, yo, these comic books are ass. So it's like, it's just like a complete like different. It's totally not even like comparable.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think that's also, it's like the reverse. It's you can choose your poison in a sense. I mean, even though it's not really poison, you can choose your
Right.
what you want to.
Not alcohol.
Yeah, yeah. You can choose where you want to devote your time to, and uh comics and sports are significantly different than one another, even though we just kind of talked
Yeah.
about the similarities of like,
Right.
idolizing and cheering on. Like, it is, I think with sports you definitely get, I don't know actually. Which do you think is worse? You can get like, which do you think you get, a bad sports fan, or do you think like which is worse, like a bad sports fan or a bad comic book fan or something? I don't know.
um, like which one like can be more mean? You mean?
Yeah, like okay, like let's say you're at a game, right? Yeah, you're maybe not getting harassed online like you would with like, whatever nerdy people, but you're getting harassed in your face now, and like you're getting like
Right.
yelled at and told you suck, or like your team is shit, like uh
Right.
yeah, I don't know which
You
is
know what,
worse.
man? I guess shit, dude. You know what? I'm not gonna lie, man. I'm not gonna lie. I think I'm gonna go a sports fan because a sports fan, they I've never seen. I mean, maybe I'm totally wrong, but I've never seen like for comic book arguments. I've never seen anybody literally get like physical. Sports fans can be very physical. They'll literally just like punch you and fucking. They literally like dude. Literally, I remember seeing this, bro. It was Russell Westbrook. He's like a very popular NBA player. I remember seeing these guys. He played at the time. He played for the Oklahoma City Thunder, but these guys who were sports fans were Philadelphia 76ers fans, and literally they were at the home game, and this like huge fat fucking grandpa literally was just like, he was like, Russell scored, and literally now like the OKC Thunder are like over the 76ers now. He literally was like, fuck you, Russell, and he was like flipping them off and shit. And he literally was like, yo, I don't care what this ref says, I'll fight you, bro. Give me like, I want Philly to win. Like, I don't know any kind of comic book fans, at least to my knowledge, that'll literally like try to fight people. Maybe
Yeah,
I'm wrong though.
I mean, I definitely could see like, okay, bro, like imagine like at a 12 o'clock release of a video game, you don't think that nerds are maybe fighting each other to get in front of line or something? Like I could maybe see that.
Right. I
Or
guess I was thinking mainly comic books. That's
yeah,
not what I
comic
was
books.
referring to
Okay,
as
yeah,
video
true,
games.
yeah. Okay, but like
Because
yeah,
I mean, you think about it. Sports fans, they'll literally do the same thing with sports games. So
yeah, no, true. I
you know,
mean, for the most part, like the worst things that I can think of is like comic book fans, fans for like a certain character they don't like.
yes.
They like they'll bully the fucking like actor or something and be like kill yourself or some shit, or be like, you know, like I
Oh
hate
yeah,
you, and
cyberbullying. Yep.
it's like what the fuck, the person is literally just playing a character and y'all are like taking
But
out all of your hate on them, like
but then again, a sports fan would do that with someone who left their sign with a different team too.
yeah. And yeah, I think that's actually worse though, because it's like the players are actually themselves, they're not playing a character, they're
Yeah,
just
man. Yeah, dude. Okay, well there you go. I think we just solved it, bro. A
yeah, that's
sports
pretty
fan
bad.
can be worse. I
Yeah,
guess we just.
because like you could target like personal shit, you know. It's like they find out like a
Yeah.
player got divorced or something, or like they
Oh.
got, you know, they lost their car, or I don't know, fuck, bro. Like they can definitely use that shit against you and get in
Oh
your
yeah,
head, you
yeah,
know.
yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, dude. I mean, at the end of the day, bro, like, and I don't even know if that's about like being passionate. That's just like being mean. It's just being mean. Like, dude, like the fact that people literally will just give a death threat. Like, bro, I remember literally, do you know? Have you heard of the name Kevin Durant?
Oh yeah, yeah, no, Kevin Durant. Yeah,
Okay, yeah.
he played for the Bulls at one point. So
Actually, he did not.
oh, he didn't. So then who am I thinking of?
You may be thinking of
Dwayne?
of Michael Jordan or something like
No,
that.
I think I'm thinking of like something Dwayne maybe, or some shit. I don't
Dwayne
know.
Wade.
Dwayne Wade. That's what it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I don't know
Um.
any shit.
No, dude, you're totally fine. Hey, bro, I'm not gonna lie. I've literally, how you say you don't know anything, bro. I've been literally gotten so much shit talking on this podcast, thinking about how I don't know anything about DC and
This
Marvel.
is something
So,
I don't know,
tr-
bro. So yeah,
trust me,
we
man.
got something.
I've definitely, like you said, how they like you're like, yo, they rip you a new asshole. Like Marvel fans have definitely ripped me a new fucking
And
ass,
I'll get
straight up
sports
from the
fans ripping me a
comments.
new asshole.
But anyway, no, like bro, literally KD, Kevin Durant, he left his team to go to a super team, and bro, people who were Oklahoma City Thunder fans, that's the team that he left.
Mm.
They literally were so mad. They were sending him like death threats, being like, "Yo, I hope you die. You broke our hearts. We hate you now. I hope you never win. We wish you would just leave the NBA." They call him a snake because he left the team that he was drafted to. Like
What?
literally, and it's like, dude, I mean, and like, yo, even LeBron James, when he literally left, he was drafted to Cleveland, and he's literally from Cleveland. That was the thing that really hurt people. He's from Cleveland, and he literally went to Cleveland as the number one pick, and like he literally was doing so well. Then he went to literally go to Miami, and people were like burning his fucking jersey. Literally, I remember I saw that someone literally signed like they got a LeBron signed jersey, because like what players will do if they see fans like on the bleachers, they'll be like, "Oh my God, LeBron signed my jersey." He'll like sign it real quick. They literally
What?
poured gasoline all over his jersey and lit that bitch on fire because they were so angry with him leaving. So,
Oh
uh,
yeah, that's significantly worse. I mean,
yeah, man.
I'm sure they're
Dude,
like,
sports fans are wild.
oh, dude. I mean, yeah, bro. Yeah, I mean, cause Dude, that is insane. I mean, and
It's
in
wild,
Chicago
man.
at least too, bro. They've had like riots and shit after like people have won games. You know, like they're just like
Yeah,
going
yeah, yeah.
crazy.
Dude, I feel like Chicago fans gotta be wild out there with sports, bro.
Oh, when we won the World Series,
Ugh.
like I said, I'm not into any fucking sports or anything. But like,
Uh,
I would actually when I was younger, I would go to Cubs games, but like never watch them when they were like until they were in the World Series. But we
right.
just everybody in Chicago went to Wrigleyville, which is like the place where like that's their where they have Wrigley Field, their stadium and everything. It was just like it's
Okay.
all basically dedicated to the Cubs, and it was insane, dude. People were jumping on cars and police and people were fucking drinking together and fucking like the police officers were fine with people on cars and shit. Like people just piled on and shit driving around like cheering like oh my
Oh my
god. Yeah,
gosh.
no, it was really cool.
Dude, that is oh my gosh. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it sounds like but also like bro, the things that I've heard, I mean, since I've finally been there now and yo, thank you very much for your hospitality for letting me go there.
Of course.
You're the number one homie.
Mm.
But I'm not gonna lie, man, literally cuz there's also things that I heard before I went there. Chicago seems like it can be a very like crazy rowdy town for sure.
Oh yeah.
So,
No,
yeah.
uh well again, it Chicago has its like, you know, it's got a sketchy history and things. It definitely like it if you go to certain parts of the city, it's not necessarily safe. But
Right.
like if
But I
you're
mean, couldn't
not
that be said about any city though? You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like
but
New
like
York, Detroit,
it's said
like
the most about Chicago for some reason. And
okay,
I don't know. I mean,
okay.
we are one of the most segregated cities in the country, I would think, because we
Huh,
do have a very like big divide between north and south side. And it's just like, yeah, no, it is crazy like things that have been in place and the things that have been like people that have been moved around basically in the
yeah,
city and redlining basically it is it's like, you know, it is what it is. I don't know, like it's a societal
right,
thing, you know? Like as much as like people want to solve the answer right away and like find a like no one has the answer or no one is willing to put
right,
the time in to figure out what the answer is, you know, because at the end of the day too, like we're a capitalist society and if it costs too much,
yeah,
you know, that's literally the fucked part about all of it, you know. If it's too much to handle with, if it costs too much money, it's like let it be. Let people do what they want, you know, let
right,
people, you know, fend for themselves. Um and yeah, no, I mean, again, like when you were here, I don't think you saw even when we went to the south side for my work, you know, like there's not a whole
right.
lot
That's right.
like you're not dodging bullets left and right. You're not like, you know,
Yeah.
experiencing a drive by every fucking 5 minutes, which is like
Right,
most of the world thinks that though about Chicago. Like
right.
I was in Germany traveling with my brother and we were like doing like a trip across Europe or whatever and we were going from Germany to Amsterdam and like we got randomly searched and it also happened a lot when we were on like on our trip, so I don't know if it
Wait,
was like
what?
yeah, I don't know if it was our name or if it was like we're just like two Americans traveling by ourselves, so it looks sketch. But yeah, dude, so basically I get randomly taken into this like thing to like they're gonna pat me down or whatever. They're not a strip search or whatever, but they're just like they pull me aside and they do more of a thorough search than they normally do. Uh, and I'm just like they're like, where are you from? And I'm like, oh, Chicago. And the guy's just like, oh, Chicago, bang bang. And I'm like, all right, bro.
Wow.
I'm like, sure, man. Yeah, totally. Yeah. And like, I'm just like, I just kind of move on with my day. You know, I'm just like, whatever, bro. German fuck.
Y-
Probably
You know what though, man?
you know, yeah.
Uh,
Like,
right. You know what? You know about that, man. Like, I don't announce it right away which city I'm from because the people think that like if you're from Michigan, you're like, oh, boom, Detroit.
dude,
Because
that's
like
another thing,
they
bro. I hate
right.
that shit.
Well, I also like they mainly just assume that if you're from that state, you're gonna be from the biggest city. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And that's mainly what like if you're like if it's like oh I'm from Canada, oh are you from like Toronto, or are you from like you know like some place like that, like and it's like, no, I'm from Grand Rapids. And literally, bro, they say the same thing about Detroit. Like, yo, if you're in Detroit, were you probably literally getting robbed at every single like corner, man? Were you getting like a knife and like,
Oh my
give me your
god.
fucking money, like at every single like light? I was like, bro, I mean, I only walked the streets of Detroit once when I was like 13, and like I didn't even notice anybody trying to steal my wallet or
Yeah.
try to like threaten my parents, like, and no.
Well, I personally I've been to downtown Detroit like at least more than 5 times in my lifetime, and I have never
Wow.
had a bad experience. I've gone to Tigers games, I've gone to Lions games, uh, I've gone to the fucking. They've got like a market down there during the summer. I've gone.
Okay.
It's a great time. You know, it's
Yeah.
people are. It's the Midwest. Like you can't go wrong. People are friendly.
Yeah.
People are nice. You know, it is just what it is. I know. And again, it's just it's the rep, really. You know, it's what people think.
Yeah.
They don't know, and that's what a lot of people fucking go off of. They
Now,
never
like,
like trying to
right.
understand.
Now, like, is it obviously dangerous than some other parts? More dangerous than other parts? Like, yeah, sure, you could say that. Like, for example, like I'm sure like, you know, parts of Detroit are like are a little more like could be more dangerous and sketchy than like some parts of like Grand Rapids. But it's like at the end of the day, like it isn't like it's more dangerous. That doesn't mean like, bro, you're not gonna literally get like your car like you're not gonna be in a like drive by like you said every 5 seconds like it's that's not like that. If it was like that, dude, literally they would they would like lock Detroit down. They wouldn't even let people in Detroit anymore if that was the case. Like it'd be a whole different thing. So
Well,
you're right, it
yeah.
is 100% just the rep. Yeah.
Well, I don't know if it's probably just also ignorance, you know, and it's like a lot of people not knowing and not like understanding what really goes on. And like both Detroit, both any city really that has violence and has things going on in it. You know, and until you actually go there and experience it for yourself, it's very hard to understand. You know, it's very hard to comprehend if you've never been to a big city before, especially too. And like, yeah, let's say, yeah, you're from somewhere that's not a big city, and like your impression of Detroit or your impression of Chicago is just instant violence. Like that's
Right.
gonna be, and like, you know, I'm sure there are people watching this
It'd be
that'll be like,
terrifying.
I know, but I'm sure people are watching this and be like, oh, but they deserve that because of their history and because of all the shit that like all the people in Chicago and Detroit have done. You know, they deserve that rep. But like again, sure, maybe you can fucking say that, but like I know, Brad and I know, like people like actually live in those cities and they have lives and they can function and actually like they're not afraid of getting shot on like a street corner or
Yeah.
something. You know, regardless of whether or not you're scared as an individual, there are people that
Right.
still live there and still function. I mean, I like this is I don't know if this is really connected, but like you want to be like worried about shootings and shit. Look at half of the fucking shootings in America. They happen in a small town. They happen in like these small schools, you know, and
Yeah.
like there's no big shootings besides like obviously gang shootings and shit that are happening in the city like that, you know. So I don't know. I guess it's pick your again. It's a pick your poison, right? Do you want to die by
Right.
shooting in the fucking suburb somewhere in a school, or do you want to die by a gang shootout? You know, and in reality, though, it's not really like that. You know, like it isn't like that. People,
Right.
you know, they create these images in their mind, and they convince themselves of it. I don't know.
Here's the only thing I would say though, it's like I guess if you really did like if you went there and those kind of things did happen to you, then I guess maybe that's when like when people are like, yo, you can't really argue that if you went there and some that actually did happen to somebody.
Oh
So
yeah.
maybe then you kind of be like, oh
Well,
shit, like wow, it really is like this. You know what I mean? So well, all I'm gonna say is like before you say anything, I was just gonna say like maybe that is like sometimes when people went there, they've experienced some bad shit. So it's like I mean, so at the end of the day, I guess yeah, anything is possible. So it's like if that does happen, then I could see why you'd be like, yo, I don't want to go back there. If that actually did happen to you, but if you had a good experience and you were like, yo, I'll never go back just because of the rep, then that makes no sense.
well, I can tell you this. Like I was in San Francisco or something, yeah, for like a week. And the last day that we were there, we got like some bags stolen out of our car,
Oh
and
wow,
and like I'm not like, you know, fuck San Francisco. I'm like fuck those people. You know, those people
right?
are the reason that happened. It's not the city. It's not the, you know, those
Yeah,
people saw that we were packing our car or whatever the fuck. We left it open. And they were like, they literally just rode up in a car. One of their homies hopped out, grabbed the bag, and then hopped back in the car and they drove off.
yeah.
Yeah. So like shit like that happens. I don't know. Like and again, and it happens. I don't know if people like I don't know the stats when it comes to the suburbs, but like I'm sure people steal shit out there too. But I don't have the
Right.
data. You know, I can't.
Yeah.
But like at the end of the day, it's really you can choose to be like fearful of the world, you know, and like all this shit that's out there, you know. You could really look at it as if like you could go to a city and die immediately, but like in reality, that may not like that's not gonna happen, you know. I mean, maybe if someone had really bad fucking luck, I don't know. But
Right.
yeah, again, I don't know. I tell people to do their own research. You know, I tell people to always look
Yes.
into shit and find out on your own. Don't listen to other people. You know, listen to yourself and listen to what you find out and what you know. Hopefully, you're looking at
Right.
the right shit too. I don't know though.
Exactly. Okay. Well, that was interesting. We just went on that for like 20 minutes.
Oh damn, yeah.
But topic change. Now before you say, ladies and gentlemen, I just want to say this. Since I did my top 5 Marvel films of all time, I think all the listeners would like to hear the homie Jack do his top 5 Marvel movies of all time.
Okay.
He's gonna go off the cuff, ladies and
Yeah.
gentlemen.
I will. I'll just have to spit them out how I see them in my head.
Go from best. Do what I did. Do what I did. Go from best
Best to worst.
to worst. Yeah.
Okay. Fuck, man.
I
See,
want to
I
hear what number
don't.
one is.
I mean, like, Infinity War is up there, but I don't like want to like toss it in there because I feel like that's kind of cheap, you know. Like, I feel like you already
Hey,
did it.
bro,
Like,
you know what? Hey, I know. Hey, it's like, you know what, bro. You're a Marvel fan, but I know that like that you're like one of the Marvel fans who actually respect people's opinions. So hey, bro, if we got different takes, then it's like that's
no, yeah.
totally fine.
So I mean, if okay, we'll put Infinity War as a temporary placeholder until I really like start to think of all the fucking movies. I know Captain America: Civil War is going in there somewhere.
Oh,
Either
okay.
probably like 3 or 4. Because that story alone is just fucking amazing, and it's
No,
basically
I,
like
I
a
agree. The plot in Civil War is incredible.
yeah. I mean, it's basically just a preview to like Infinity War in a sense, but obviously not them fighting each other. But like just having like all the people, all the motherfuckers in the movie, you know. Um,
Okay, what is number one? Let's get that out.
I know. Well, that's what I'm saying. I gotta get
Oh,
through the ones that I want to put higher than one, so then I can maybe figure out what the number one top one is.
okay.
So Civil War, I think I'll put that at 3. Um, damn. Guardians of the Galaxy probably at 4. The first one.
Okay.
Because the soundtrack kicks fucking ass. James Gunn is amazing.
It is incredible, man.
The bro, the way that like the concept of it, bro, makes no fucking sense. It makes literally no
Yeah.
sense. It's you're in space with a dude, a green woman, a gray guy, and a tree and a raccoon. That's the fucking story, and we're gonna make that work somehow, and they did. And that was the first movie, you know.
Well, and this is just my opinion though, man. Like Chris Pratt was a perfect Star Lord. I think
Mhm.
just in my opinion, I think he definitely carried that that movie. That's just my opinion.
Yeah.
I know I love Rocket as well, the raccoon, but to me, Chris Pratt definitely was the guy who carried that shit. The comedy in it, like you said, the soundtrack, the acting, everything. As a cinematic film, it was fantastic.
So yeah, so for those reasons, it's going in probably top 4 slot. Um, damn. I think the second one would probably be because I really like the first Black Panther, but then again,
Okay. Wow.
oh fuck, but then again, I do really like Iron Man 2 and Iron Man 1, and I'm thinking about like where to put. Oh
I'm
man,
wondering now. Now I'm wondering like all the movies. I wonder if you're gonna put any movies in there. Excuse me.
well that's again, I don't know what the number 1 is gonna be. Still, it could be
Yeah, man.
Infinity War, but it couldn't. It could be I don't know.
Or it could be Into the Spider Verse.
Well, if you consider that MCU, because I'm going off of MCU movies, and I don't think
Well,
technically
I
that's
mean,
MCU.
well, I basically just said Marvel
Oh,
films.
okay. Marvel
So,
films. Oh, okay. So then you're
it
opening it.
could be anything Marvel could be
Okay, wait.
considered that.
So Black Panther is 2. Werewolf by Night is 5. That's another one. That's one I fuck with the most.
I don't think I've ever seen that before.
Yeah, no, dude. It's the MCU horror shit. It's my one of my like favorite crossovers, bro. Horror and
Okay,
MCU. Like
okay.
what? Um. So yeah, maybe I would put Into the Spider-Verse at the top spot.
Wow. So
Um.
no Avenger films.
Yeah, I mean, again, like Infinity War has an
Wow.
honorable mention, but like I want to like
Okay.
diversify and I want to switch it up a little bit, and I think yeah, no, those are my top ones. I think And also, yeah, so let's say Into the Spider-Verse, because like of all the shit that just like it literally makes like anybody can be Spider-Man, you know, and that's like the essence of Spider-Man, and I think that's why it's such a good movie. Um, Black Panther is, well, number one, obviously like Chadwick Boseman and his performance as T'Challa, and bro, just the
R.I.P.
way
Chadwick.
that you can, yeah, I know, like bro, it is such a, it is, again, it's a shock to me. I still like think about that shit. I still like can't even really like bro, he is Black Panther, you know, he will always be our Black
Yeah,
Panther, you know.
no
um
doubt.
and like I think that just like like all the shit that he was able to do, even for so little time that he was in the MCU, even though it was like a decent
I
amount of
know.
stuff, he was able to just like create an impact, and people loved working with him, and they knew, you know, like just basically that this movie was going to be a success because of him and because of his talent and his strive, you know. And he was doing all that
Right.
shit when he had fucking cancer, like bro, what the fuck. um
It's
but yeah,
wild.
no, so that's why Into the Spider-Verse, Black Panther, Captain America Civil War, Guardians, and then Werewolf by Night. But then also honorable mention on the five for probably like Iron Man, I would say the first one, because I gotta pay respect to my boy. You know,
Wow.
I gotta have, he started it all. You know, he without him we
Yeah.
would not have what we have today. You know, so
Well, isn't technically the first Marvel film the Spider-Man with Tobey Maguire though?
well for the so okay, funny enough, they were actually going to originally have that Spider-Man be in the MCU, the one that we know.
Okay.
And Samuel L. Jackson, he actually recorded at the, so at the, you know, at the end of every Marvel movie there's like the post-credit scene, right? uh
Yes.
he recorded one for Iron Man, obviously, because there's that one at the end where he's like, I'm Nick Fury, you know, you're gonna join the Avengers Initiative or whatever the fuck he says. But there's another alternate one where he mentions radioactive spider bites, mutants, and then like, you know, a playboy billionaire with that has too much money and shit. Like he listed them off. So there was a point when they were gonna boot up the MCU with the X-Men and Sam Raimi's Spider-Man, and that would have been fucking crazy, bro, if they were able to do it. I don't think they were because of like licensing and the rights and shit.
I,
um
I agree.
but yeah, dude, like that again, and that's like yeah, no, but that would have been sick if we were to see that. And so technically, yeah, I would probably consider he is. I mean, they are MCU films now, technically, with
Yeah.
No Way Home. So yeah, yeah. So I
So
guess
I guess
yes.
the first Marvel movie, Tobey Maguire did start it. You know, I'm not gonna lie,
Mm-hmm.
bro. I wonder if that's why some Tobey fans still think he's the best Spider-Man because he's the reason why that we're all here.
I mean, yeah, no, I mean,
You know?
100%. Like without Tobey Maguire Spider-Man and like Sam Raimi and them making that movie, like you wouldn't have a lot of the modern day hero movies we see today, where they actually like they kind of they run the edge of comedy and serious and action, you know, in a very well done way. And like they basically wrote the formula for it, you know, and wrote like, this is how this is supposed to play. This is how you really make a comic book movie feel like a comic book movie. And like, yeah, also we got to see Spider-Man swing for the first fucking time like ever in real
Yeah,
life. And that shit's like mind blowing. And the fact that they were able to do that shit back then and make it look as good as it does is like
it
fucking
does.
mind blowing.
It's incredible, bro. You know, I'm not gonna lie. I will say this. I did totally forget about Captain America: Civil War. So maybe I would change something with my list. Maybe I actually Loki might put I might take out oh god, dude, but Ragnarok and No Way Home are such fucking great films. I don't know what to take out, bro. Ugh.
I mean, you don't have to
I'm
tweak
leaning
it,
toward
but
yeah, I'm well, the only thing I'm gonna the first Avengers are gonna stay. That's for me personally. Those
mm,
three are gonna stay, no question about it. Um I'm debating, do I want to take out No Way Home and put Civil War in? That's what I'm really discussing,
hmm.
you know.
I mean, again, what are your feelings on it? Which one do you like more? Do you like Civil War
I
more,
mean,
or do you like No Way Home more? You know, like,
bro. I mean, I don't know. Like, I think, yo,
see,
you
it's
could tell
hard.
that you
It's
could tell
hard,
this
bro.
you could tell this podcast is definitely nerds and mice because like when we talk about this shit, we zone out so hard, like it's crazy.
You got to think.
Um, like okay, you know, actually, well, I will say this before I say if I what I take first. I want to break down my whole list since my whole list was
Sure.
was Infinity War, Endgame, first Avengers, then No Way Home, and then Ragnarok. And the only reason I have Ragnarok at or number five, or first of all, let's just say Infinity War. Infinity War, you already know I said this on this podcast. I thought that was the best movie ever made. Like I know people literally were like, "Brad, suck my ass." It was not that good, dude. Like go watch real cinema for once, dude. Like not gonna lie, I mean I fuck with that because all the controversy we hear for all the controversy, baby. But like uh that was I laughed my ass off with that. But no, like literally, just bro. I mean, everything. And first, take us like I said before, bro. They lose. Nobody. The good guys don't win in Infinity War. So like, you didn't walk out of the movie theater like feeling good. You walked out thinking. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that was number one. I cried, bro. Spider-Man dies in that movie. And you see Robert Downey Jr. He's like, "Oh shit, bro! I just lost the kid. I didn't get the kid." Like you see him go like, "What the fuck?" And he's just like, "Mr. Stark, Mr. Stark, I don't want to go. I don't want to go, Mr. Stark." Like that was wild. And then you see literally, the Guardians of the Galaxy disappeared, at least most of them. And then like literally they like at the end they all like fucking, you see all them start to fade away, and then literally you see them all, they just failed. You're like, "Oh my god, what's gonna happen next?" And it just like literally every single like 5 minutes you would get an awesome action scene. Like it would be like first straight right off jump, Hulk got his ass beat. He locked up Thor in that fucking big ass ship with Thanos. Then literally it goes to Iron Man fighting that like fucking squid dude who can like manipulate things, and he was trying to take the thing from Doctor Strange. Like you went from that. Then it's like this. Then like Endgame. Obviously, Endgame. They finally defeat Thanos and save the world, and Iron Man dies. Like I cried like a little bitch in that movie too, bro. Then it's like you got the first Avengers. Literally seeing, like, I will never forget as a kid seeing all the Avengers together. I was in the movie theater and I saw them all in the same movie. That was incredible. Like like Iron Man literally like arguing with Cap, and then they finally like solve their differences and get it together. You got to see Black Widow being fine as fuck, literally like Hawkeye, literally, and like he got mind controlled by what the fuck, Loki, and like Loki's the antagonist. And then it's like you have fucking No Way Home, like the last Spider-Man. All of them are in the same together, and like you have all the villains and all the Spider-Mans all together. That was fucking lit. It was almost like a Spider-Man mini Avenger movie. Like, and then you literally have like Thor Ragnarok, bro. You have like literally Thor lost his hammer. He has to fight his like Odin's firstborn, which is his sister, and literally he finally can learn to summon lightning. He finally realized he was more powerful than he realized. Like that's my whole list broken down, summarized, and that took fucking like 30 years to summarize. But yeah, dude, that's the reason my list is because like every movie just like it gets you right here. You know what I'm saying? It gets you right
Yeah.
here, bro.
And that's what you need in a movie, right? If it's not doing that, is it really a movie?
It's not a movie, bro.
Or an MCU film?
MCU film, yeah, you gotta like everything in the movie has to be in there, bro. Okay, I want to do two more things because literally we're already coming up on an hour on this, so I want to cover a couple more things. I have a list where like blindly ranking things again. So okay, here we go. Rank these candies without knowing what comes next. Let me pull up a list real quick. Skittles,
3.
setting the bar early at 3.
I like Skittles.
Almond Joy.
4.
A Mounds bar.
5.
Jelly beans.
I guess it's got to go on 2 now. Yeah, I don't know. Well,
Oh man. All right. Here's your number one, man. Raisinets.
what? Are those like the chocolate covered fucking raisins? I don't even know what those are.
Yes.
God. That's the worst.
Man.
That's like fucking, that's some candy from Whole Foods, bro. Fuck that shit.
Well, needless to say, that list did not go as according to plan. There's definitely some things.
I should have put Skittles at number 1. Damn, bro. That would have been a lot better.
You don't, because you don't know what's coming next. You got to set the bar early, fam.
Well, see,
You know
I don't
what
know if it's like you're gonna pull out like a Reese's, because like Reese's would have been number 1 for me, 100%. So like,
Okay.
or like a, I don't know, Kit Kat
I
or
was
some
thinking
shit.
about Reese's, but like I was thinking like like I'm kind of thinking like, yo, should I like what way should I go? Should I give them like all the bad candies first? Should I give them all the good candies first? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Um, But see, I like those lists, man, because it's like, yo, it's fun because it's like you don't know what the fuck is gonna come next. So it's like you could literally have something good or something bad be on like top of your list. I like that shit.
Yeah.
Um, but okay, one more question before we get out of here. And I know you've done a lot of traveling, Jack, but I just want to ask this, bro. If you had no budget, you had like an infinite amount of money, where would you go in the world for a week?
Hmm. Damn. Fuck. I've never been to Asia or like Japan even. I know like that's completely Asia's completely different than Japan, but so either one would work. So I could go to China. I would be that would be insane. I've heard people that have gone to
To China.
China, or Japan, bro. Um, dude, yeah, no, I mean like that shit would be fucking. I mean, also I've always wanted to go to Egypt too. That shit would be,
That's one of my picks.
yeah. I mean like, bro, the fucking pyramids, bro. Like that shit would be insane. Like,
I mean, yeah, we talk about this shit all the time, man. Like the idea of first off, for me, it would be Italy. I want to go to Italy.
oh,
It's like I
Italy.
love the culture and I love the food. Like I want to go there and like I want to go there and walk around like the fucking Colosseum while crushing an authentic Italian pizza. You know what I'm saying? So for me, it would be Italy, but number two literally would be Egypt. And just cause, dude, like the pyramids, I want to walk around there, just like all the fucking history from thousands of years ago.
Oh
And like
yeah.
I think, cause like it's funny, cause I was having this conversation at work, and like my friend, he's a big history fan too, and it was like, why literally are the pyramids in other countries, like one in Mexico that literally actually is even older than Egypt? Why
The
is that?
Chichen
Why
Itza,
is that?
right? Or like Machu Picchu. Yeah.
I think so, yeah. They're like, why is that one talked about more than the one in Egypt? And I was like, I'm not gonna lie. I think for me, the only reason I could think of is that there's so much art inside the pyramids in Egypt as well. You got all the writings all over the walls and telling the story of what happened every single day of how they were building it and how literally like they unfortunately treat their slaves. Like all the history along all the fucking wall, dude, would be wild to see.
Oh yeah. I mean, dude, I've been actually to like some of I think I've been to the Chichen Itza, yeah. So that shit, bro,
How was
that's
that?
it's insane. Like it literally, like I said, like it's unreal to realize and think about like what they did during that time period and what they were able to like they were able to make that shit without any fucking equipment and without any fucking, just a bunch of fucking people moving bricks, or moving
Right?
fucking giant blocks.
I always have this conversation, and I wanted to ask this: what was more impressive to build, the Great Wall of China or the Egyptian pyramids?
I mean, I think, well, personally, I just think the pyramids because
I
I
think
mean, I
I
don't even
agree.
think they used any shit to fucking hold it together, really. I could be
No,
wrong though, but
I mean,
yeah,
well, no, like, cause like, bro, I've read and seen everything about those goddamn pyramids, and like, it's so wild to think that, like, I mean, yeah, you're probably right. They had some maybe like some weird pulleys and stuff like that, but like, dude, they didn't have any like machines. They didn't
mm-hmm.
have any like electronic stuff.
Yep,
It was and like, dude, they're fit together so perfectly. They fit together so
yep.
perfectly, like a puzzle. And it's like dude, it's like it's such a perfect. Well, you could literally just like slide down the pyramid and not hit anything. Like it's so put together, so clean, so perfectly that I'm just kind of like I'm like you look at that shit and you just go, wow, dude, like literally human. And like, dude, we talked about this before, man, where it's like it took 20,000 people, maybe probably even more if you do more research, probably even
100%
more.
more, yeah.
And it's like, dude, that's the population of some cities.
Yeah.
Like it's insane, bro. And like some of those bricks weigh like 5 to 8 tons. That's like literally like 10 times the weight of my car. Like, it's fucking wild, bro.
Yeah. No, I mean, again, I think that that's the reason why those things are like the world's wonders, is because they're so
Yeah,
fucking crazy and because it's like how, like literally
yeah.
how, like, I mean,
I think the only way you could argue that the Great Wall of China was more impressive is because of how long it is.
yeah, so okay, that is the only thing, and I think I'm sure you could probably see the pyramids from space, but I don't think they're as pronounced as the Great Wall. But like yeah, no, like I think they did have something to hold it together, and they have like a way that they like at least melded the bricks, like a
Right.
fucking foundational layer. I don't even know what to call it, but So they had a little bit more advanced technology, but not that much more when it came to
Right.
like building that shit. It was just again, it's just all manpower, you know, people putting in the work.
Exactly. It's insane, man. But all right, ladies and gentlemen, yo, we can end that there. Sorry, I just like was just like thinking about all kind of stuff, just like literally like gets me going, bro. But yo, love y'all, man. Hope y'all had a wonderful time listening to this podcast as always, man. Hope y'all enjoyed this episode. Yo, hit that bell, subscribe, follow us on Spotify. You already know the deal, man. So you don't miss any further bitch ass notifications, baby. And yo, me and Jack will see you guys in the next one.
Peace.